How does a team lose by 6 points when their rookie point guard finishes with an insane plus-minus of plus 26? It sounds almost impossible, right? Yet that's exactly what happened when Rob Dillingham stepped on the court for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If you're not paying attention to this rookie phenom, it's time to start, because Rob might just be the spark the Timberwolves desperately need right now. Let's be real. In the high-stakes world of the NBA, rookies often struggle to find their rhythm, let alone make an immediate impact. But Rob Dillingham? He's not your typical rookie. The Timberwolves' 8th overall pick has shown flashes of brilliance that demand more than the 8.5 minutes per game he's been averaging. This video isn't just about stats. It's about what Rob brings to the game that numbers can't always capture. Momentum-shifting energy, fearless playmaking, and an undeniable hunger to prove himself. But here's the catch. Injuries have slowed him down, and the Timberwolves are hesitant to give him the minutes he deserves. Today, we're diving deep into why Rob Dillingham needs more time on the court, and why the Wolves' playoff hopes might depend on it. To understand why Rob deserves more minutes, we have to look at both his journey and his current role. At just 20 years old, Rob has already lived through enough ups and downs to fill a veteran's career. From dominating at Overtime Elite to starring at Kentucky, where he was named SEC's 6th Man of the Year, Rob has consistently outperformed expectations. Fast forward to the NBA, and Rob's playing time has been limited thanks to a combination of a stacked backcourt, some growing pains, and, unfortunately, ankle injuries. Since December, he's had 2 separate stints on the injured list, including a grade 2 right lateral ankle sprain. That setback kept him out of 8 games, and while he's now cleared for full contact basketball, the Timberwolves are easing him back through a G League rehab assignment. Here's the thing, when Rob has gotten minutes, he's delivered. Take his performance against the Rockets in late November. With Minnesota down in the 3rd quarter, Rob checked in and completely flipped the momentum. He drained a clutch 3, dished out gorgeous assists, and finished with 12 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. The Wolves lost in overtime, but without Rob, they wouldn't have even made it that far. And in his very next game in Boston, Rob put on a show in just 16 minutes of action. He dropped 14 points with precision, hitting 6 of his 10 shots from the field, including 2 of 4 from downtown. Rob came in, hitting shots with confidence and making every possession count. Whether he was weaving through defenders or stepping back for a 3, he played like he belonged on the court. So why isn't he seeing more consistent minutes? That's the million-dollar question. The Timberwolves are sitting at 8th in the Western Conference. Good, but not great. They've been inconsistent, and their offense often feels stagnant. Rob's energy, creativity, and ability to swing games in their favor could be the key to unlocking their full potential. But the roadblock isn't just injuries or depth. It's a deeper question of trust. Can the Wolves trust a rookie to step up in high-pressure situations? And will Rob's rehab stint in the G League silence the doubters? Stick around, because the answer might surprise you. Now, let's talk about what makes Rob Dillingham special. At 6'1", 170 pounds, he might not be the most physically imposing player, but don't let his size fool you. What he lacks in height, he makes up for with sheer skill and an electrifying style of play. Rob's ability to read the floor is remarkable for someone so young. Whether it's delivering pinpoint passes in transition, threading the needle in half-court sets, or pulling up for a dagger 3, he has a knack for making things happen. Let's talk about Rob's court vision. It's next-level stuff. He doesn't just spot the easy pass, he's already 2 moves ahead, setting up plays no one else even saw coming. While everyone else is busy playing checkers, Rob's over here masterminding a chess match. That kind of awareness has been a game-changer for the Wolves, even in his limited minutes. But what really sets Rob apart is his energy. When he checks into the game, you can feel the tempo shift. He plays like he's got something to prove, and honestly, he does. After all, he's been counted out before. Critics have questioned his size, his defense, and his ability to adapt to the NBA's physicality. But time and time again, Rob has silenced the doubters with performances that scream, "I belong here." And here's the thing, Rob has already proven he can handle high-pressure moments. That Houston game in November wasn't an isolated incident. Rob's impact goes beyond the box score. Even when he's not scoring, his presence creates opportunities for his teammates. Defenders have to respect his shot, which opens up the floor for dishes to players like Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room, his injuries. Rob's recent ankle issues have kept him sidelined, and that's been a setback for sure. Nobody wants to see a promising young rookie spend more time in the trainer's room than on the court. But here's the good news. Rob has just been cleared for full contact basketball and is heading to the G League for a rehab assignment. This could be a blessing in disguise. Think about it. The G League is the perfect opportunity for Rob to not just get back into game shape, but to dominate. It's a chance to remind everyone why he was a top 10 draft pick. If he shines there, and there's no reason to think he won't, he'll make it impossible for the Timberwolves to keep him out of rotation. So the question isn't whether Rob Dillingham deserves more minutes. The real question is whether the Timberwolves can afford to keep holding him back. With the team barely hanging on to 8th seed in the Western Conference, every game matters. This is where it all comes together. Rob is healthy, hungry, and ready to prove himself. But will the Timberwolves take the leap of faith and give him the consistent minutes he needs to thrive? The answer could make or break their season and Rob's young career. Rob Dillingham's story isn't just about one player fighting for minutes, it's about the Timberwolves' identity as a team. Right now, they're stuck in the middle ground. Good enough to compete, but inconsistent enough to leave fans frustrated. They've got a star in Anthony Edwards and one of the league's best defensive anchors in Rudy Gobert. But what they're missing is a spark off the bench, someone who can swing the momentum when the starters need a breather. That's where Rob comes in. His skill set fills a gap that the Timberwolves can't afford to ignore. Think about their offensive struggles when the bench unit is on the floor. Too often, the ball sticks, the pace slows down, and the opposing team goes on a run. Rob's playmaking, quick decision-making, and ability to push the pace could be the solution to these problems. And let's not forget, Rob has the potential to grow into a legitimate scoring threat. He's already shooting an impressive 42.9% from three-point range, and with more consistent minutes, his confidence will only increase. Sure, there will be growing pains. There always are with rookies, but the upside far outweighs the risks. Here's where things get exciting. Rob is currently in the G League, working his way back to full strength after his ankle rehab. This stint isn't just about getting reps, it's a proving ground. It's his chance to dominate, to remind the Timberwolves coaching staff and front office why they traded up to draft him in the first place. The Timberwolves have everything to gain by giving Rob a real shot. He's already shown that he can handle pressure, swing games in their favor, and play with the kind of confidence that's contagious. In a season where every win matters, Rob's impact could be the difference between a first-round playoff exit and a deeper run. So what's the next step? It's simple. Minnesota needs to trust him. Put him in the rotation, give him 15 to 20 minutes a game, and let him develop. The Timberwolves are 8th in the West. This is not the time to play it safe. They need a spark, and Rob is ready to provide it. The Timberwolves have a decision to make. Do they stick to the status quo, or do they embrace the talent of a younger player who's ready to prove himself? Rob Dillingham has the potential to be a game changer, not just for this season, but for the franchise's future. What do you think? Should the Timberwolves unleash Rob and give him the minutes he deserves? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Let's keep the conversation going. Rob Dillingham might just be the breakout star the Timberwolves didn't know they needed.